My name is Oleg, and at this moment, I'm 49 years old. Hopefully, I post this video while I'm still 49. I mean, it won't take a year. This is my first personal video on my personal YouTube channel. And hey, what's the best place to vent about your problems? Correct, not on the couch with a shrink, but in front of an audience of at least 3 to 4 people. So let's get venting. In the last 4 to 5 years, I've been trying to live a healthier life. I completely quit drinking and smoking in 2018. God, it seems so far away. Um, Living healthier and exercising more, it's just like a roller coaster. I'm sure most people can relate. Something like a vacation or even a short illness can throw you off the track. And it feels almost impossible to get back into that groove of exercising. It's crazy how lazy we are, or maybe it's just me, but anyway, I really started noticing that I need to change something health-wise just as COVID epidemic wrapped up. I'm 6'2", or as I'd like to point out, 6'2 and a half. And since my 40s, my weight fluctuated between 270 and 290 pounds. So it's not like I was a healthy 40-year-old lean machine. But by the end of the COVID pandemic, I weighed at a whooping 320 pounds. Not kidding you. My body fat percentage was 37.4%. 320 pounds. Yes. That picture you see, that's at my COVID weight. God, if that picture doesn't make you want to change, I don't know what will. So in May of 2021, I got a membership at LA Fitness, just 10 minutes from my house, and I began watching what I eat. I cut down on constant snacking. I stopped stuffing my face while watching YouTube before bed, which somewhat upset my best friend, with whom we have weekly tradition of watching stand-up on Netflix, during which he loved rating my snacks with me while we laughed through a new comedy special. I also cut out breads and pastas almost completely. My diet switched mostly to meats, salads, berries, occasional rice. I still wasn't researching any proper nutrition, which I probably should have. I wasn't following any health gurus on YouTube. I wasn't listening to any health podcasts. But I did start tracking my calories on an app. I don't remember which one. By September of 2021, I was down to 290 pounds. So in five months, I lost 30 pounds. I thought this was a great achievement, and it motivated me even more. By February of 22nd, I was down to 280. I mean, sure, it was only a 10-pound loss over another 4 months, but now it wasn't about just the weight. I saw a muscle gain. I felt stronger. I saw my belly flattening. At that time, I was hitting the gym 3 to 4 times a week. I only lifted weights, no cardio, and I managed to do this even with my busy schedule. I travel for business between Minnesota and Ukraine at least 4 times a year, with trips lasting 4 to 6 weeks. I even bought a membership in Ukraine in a gym so I wouldn't get off the gym wagon. Then came February 24, 2022. Putin in Russia launched a full invasion of Ukraine. I just landed in London for work that day. By February 27th, I was in Poland, and 28th of February, I was in Kiev. which was under constant missile attacks and partially surrounded with Russians' advances from multiple directions. I joined the Territorial Defense Force with my friends in Kiev, and obviously I stopped my workouts and diet. There was no time for it, and simply it wasn't a priority anymore. By late March, as the Russians were pushed out of the Kiev region, I finished my contract and I began doing some volunteering work. Since I have a U.S. citizenship, I was able to leave Ukraine at any moment, which gave me advantages over Ukrainian men who are Ukrainian citizens. Uh, Ukrainian army and the medics heavily rely on regular pickup and vans for evacuating wounded soldiers and quick military missions. And I have a good fortune of running a business with my other best friend in Ukraine, which gave us ability to buy pickups and vans in Poland. And I spent countless days driving these vehicles into Ukraine. I'm not as young as I think of myself or as I see myself in the mirror. Uh, and those 2 years of constant travel and stress did take a toll on my health. I think out of the first 24 months of the full scale war, I spent at least 16 months in Ukraine. It might seem that this part of my journey may not be that relevant, but it is because I became aware how important it is to take care of yourself physically and mentally because people do tend to burn out. Uh, and I know this channel is not about the war or about the crimes committed by the so-called Russian state, its people, and its war criminal president. We're here to talk about my health and your health. So let's get back to it. Uh, in January of 24, I was back in Minnesota. My weight was back up to 290 pounds. Uh, and I felt, again, overweight, not muscly. And this is my picture before I went full health or not. So I was ready to get back in the gym. Well, I mean, not ready, but I knew I had to do it. I went back to my old gym and I started eating better again. But now I started doing some research online. I started watching YouTube health influencers. I began listening to podcasts from really smart people in the health field. And I began looking into supplements and trying some or a lot of them out. But most important thing, I heard about peptides. Actually, one particular one called GLP-1. It's not really important now, but GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1. Most people know it under a brand name, Ozempic or Wegovy. I did my research and I thought, what could go wrong? Let's give it a try. So my journey with this little peptide, GLP-1, began in February of 2024. It completely changed my health. Since then, I've learned so much about peptides. It's because I saw that this one peptide, what it did to improve my health. The weight was a big part of the change, overall, of my health change, but it was only one part. Peptides can do so much more, so can the right supplements. I won't jump too far ahead, but to give you a glimpse into my next videos, since restarting my health journey, I'm down right now to 237 pounds. That's 53 pounds lost in 14 months. My blood pressure, which I used to control with medications prescribed by my physician, went from 140 over 90 to 116 over 70. I've been off my blood pressure meds for 10 months now. The benefits I get from peptides and supplements, I research, uh, just give me so much energy and just a lot more. Uh, Nowadays, uh, during these few months we call summer in Minnesota, I bike to work and back 15 miles. Started this winter. I skied with my kids more than 10 times, which included 2 ski trips to Colorado. For the first time in my life, last fall I took a part in a 5K run. I have never ran in my life, except maybe with basketball or a soccer ball. I'm at the gym at least 3, 4 times a week. Again, weight training only. I feel healthier than I did in my 20s. That's the truth. And I have blood tests to prove it, which I will share in my future videos. I'm happy, like genuinely happy, and I'm calmer than I have ever been. I don't stress as much as I used to. I mean, I do have 2 kids, so let's say I don't stress a great deal about things other than my kids. And again, most important, I'm energetic. I truly have a lot of energy. In my next videos, I want to share with you the peptides and the supplements I chose to take and how they affected me. We'll go into details. I'll talk about dosing, and maybe you'll figure out what is right for you. And maybe we'll talk about things that what I avoid or you should avoid. I just have so much information to share. It's just crazy. So subscribe. You don't want to miss my next video. Become a healthonaut with me and support Ukraine. Thank you.